Welcome back to the corner of YouTube where the scandals are hotter than Zeus Network lighting bills and the plot twists hit harder than Chrisean during an argument. And today, buckle up, because this drama doesn't just make the Kardashians look boring. It makes them look like background extras in a daycare nap scene. Because somehow, Chrisean Rock has managed to land herself in a situation so messy, so chaotic, so wildly unbelievable. It feels like a parody of her own life. She didn't just stumble into trouble, she swan-dived into a bank fraud scandal so loud the A-team is probably locked themselves. And the craziest part, the person allegedly behind the betrayal, the mastermind of this financial disaster, the genius who thought scamming banks was a cute bonding activity, is her 19-year-old husband, 19 years old, a whole teenager out here playing Monopoly with real money and real consequences. Reports say he didn't just mess up, he allegedly dragged Chrisean into the scheme like she was some kind of buy one, get one free co-defendant. And now the cops, they are circling like hungry pigeons around dropped French fries. Secrets are leaking. Fans are panicking. Investigators are connecting dots like they're building IKEA furniture. And Chrisean is once again trending for all the wrong reasons. Get ready, because this scandal isn't just wild. It's career-ending, jaw-dropping, relationship-shattering madness, and we're diving straight into it. This story begins like every Chrisean headline always begins, with confusion, chaos, and the internet collectively shouting, "Ain't no way this just happened." But this time, the universe said, "Hold my drink," because the level of madness we're dealing with today makes every other scandal in her timeline look like light practice. It all starts with whispers. Little digital rumors leaking from random corners of social media. A suspicious screenshot here. A cryptic comment there. A mysterious tweet claiming Chrisean and her husband involved in bank stuff. And you already know how the internet is. Give them half a mystery and they'll build a whole Netflix documentary out of it. But then the truth, or what looks like the truth, cracks open. Not from trolls, not from fan pages, not even from Blueface's petty emoji tweets. No. The leak allegedly comes from an insider, someone who claims they know exactly what went down. And according to them, Chrisean Rock has been caught in a bank fraud scheme so wild, so ridiculous. It sounds like something a bored high schooler would come up with after watching too many crime movies. And the mastermind, her 19-year-old husband, the one person nobody expected to turn into a Dollar Tree version of a criminal mastermind, according to the leak. This teenage husband, who barely crossed adulthood, who probably still uses guest Wi-Fi, who looks like he Googles how to get rich quick every 3 days, allegedly pulled Chrisean into a fraudulent banking setup that spiraled faster than her temper on Instagram live. From what insiders say, it started small, a little too small deposit here, a suspicious transfer there. The type of financial behavior banks flag instantly like, hold on, this doesn't look right. But instead of backing off, the teen genius behind the scam apparently escalated. Like he thought he was auditioning for Fast and Furious Financial Crimes Unit. The rumors say it wasn't one transaction. It wasn't two. It was multiple moves, transfers, withdrawals, deposits, basically a scammer's bingo card. And what makes it worse? He allegedly used Chrisean's name, her account, her identity, her everything. He didn't just betray her. He financially attached himself to her like a fungus you can't get rid of. And when the bank realized things weren't adding up, guess whose name was at the top of the file? Not his. Not teen husband. Not baby-faced mastermind. Oh no. Chrisean Rock. The girl can't catch a break if someone handed it to her gift wrapped. The internet explodes in seconds. Screenshots start circulating with captions like Baby JR's parents going to federal court. And how you 19 and already committing adult crimes? Someone even posts a meme of Chrisean sitting in a jail cell with glitter on her face, holding a sign that says, "I just wanted peace." And the funniest part, her husband is nowhere to be found. The moment the allegations drop, he disappears faster than a tax refund in February. No statements, no explanations, no lives, no posts, nothing but digital silence that screams guilt louder than any confession. Meanwhile, Chrisean, the queen of instant reactions, is surprisingly quiet. And when Chrisean is quiet, that's when the situation is really spiraling. Fans are shaking in the comments like, "Girl, blink twice if he set you up." Others are dragging her completely, not her falling for a fraud plot from a teenager. And that's what happens when you collect Minna. Where she collects drama. But the worst storms always happen behind the scenes first. Sources claim law enforcement is already sniffing around. Not necessarily with handcuffs, not yet, but with questions. Serious questions. Questions like, did you authorize this? And why is your name on these transactions? The type of questions that make even innocent people start sweating like they're guilty. And here's where it gets even more ridiculous. Allegedly, some of the activity happened while she was traveling, meaning she physically couldn't have made those transactions, which ironically proves the betrayal. To fans, it's obvious. The 19-year-old husband is the alleged culprit. But to banks and investigators, that's not how the game works. On paper, she's responsible. And that's where the panic begins. Insiders report she's been calling people nonstop, trying to figure out what's going on behind her back. She's shocked, confused, hurt, betrayed, and angry. The type of angry that flips tables and breaks ring lights. Because she didn't just get played emotionally, she allegedly got played financially. And in the banking world, money wounds cut deeper than heartbreak. But while she's unraveling privately, the internet is parting publicly. Comment sections turn into comedy shows. Someone writes, "She went from Chrisean rock to Chrisean scam" in one headline. Another says, "How your husband set you up and he's still young enough to borrow your Wi-Fi password." The memes are out of control. SpongeBob with a fake ID, Junior holding a piggy bank labeled evidence, Blueface laughing in a gaming chair. But the narrative begins shifting quickly. It's no longer funny fraud drama. It becomes actual consequences incoming. Because once the story reaches major blogs, fans start asking, wait, if she didn't know, who's responsible? And that's when smaller details start leaking. Things like how her husband allegedly used her personal information, her account access, even her phone at times. Things that make the situation look less like a partnership and more like a trap, a betrayal, a setup, a full-blown financial ambush delivered by the one person who was supposed to protect her. And then, the biggest leak hits. Someone close to the couple claims this wasn't accidental fraud, it was intentional. The teen allegedly believed that if things went wrong, Chrisean would take the fall because she's a public figure, because she has money, because she has fans, because she has clout. He allegedly assumed she could clean it up. In other words, he used her name, her fame, her vulnerability, everything. Fans go feral when they hear that. People who normally drag her daily suddenly switch sides. For once, the internet doesn't just laugh, it sympathizes. One comment goes viral. "I clown Chrisean every day, but this ain't okay." Another says, "Imagine getting betrayed by someone who's barely old enough to rent a car." Suddenly the storyline becomes darker, deeper, more dramatic than anyone expected. It's not just financial drama anymore. It becomes a story about manipulation, trust, and how dangerous love can be when the wrong person holds your information. This is where the cliffhanger rises, where the tension peaks. Because while the internet is exploding, investigators are moving quietly, slowly, methodically, and Chrisean Rock realizes this isn't just a headline. It's the beginning of a legal storm that could swallow everything she built, and the betrayal at the center of it. That's only the first twist. The moment the fraud story breaks wide open, the internet doesn't just react, it detonates. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Every corner of the digital universe becomes an emergency meeting of the International Roast Committee. People stop what they're doing mid-shift, mid-date, mid-sleep to jump into the chaos. Because this scandal isn't just messy, it's Olympic-level chaos with sparkles. The memes begin their takeover within minutes. One viral post shows Chrisean sitting in a faux courtroom holding a sign that says "Not me." Check his account. Another shows her 19-year-old husband photoshopped into a Scammer Academy yearbook photo with a quote, "I did it for the aesthetic." Someone else posts a photo of Junior holding a toy phone saying, "Hello. Yes, I'd like a new daddy with no felonies. I'd like a new daddy with no felonies." But the internet isn't done yet. They never are. A TikTok creator drops a reenactment of the alleged fraud, complete with fake bank alerts and dramatic narration like she's auditioning for Forensic Files Ghetto Edition. Another user posts a skit pretending to be the bank security team screaming into walkie-talkies. We got another one. Chrisean's identification again. Even Netflix gets dragged into the conversation. People joke the streaming platform is already drafting a documentary titled Love, Fraud and Teen Husbands, The Chrisean Chronicles. But the real explosion happens when celebrities start chiming in. Because nothing energizes Hollywood more than somebody else's downfall. Cardi B drops a single crying laughing emoji on a blog post, and that alone gets to 100,000 likes. Summer Walker posts a cryptic story saying, "Y'all picking partners like you picking hairstyles, too fast and too messy." Nicki Minaj writes, "These lil boys gone stress y'all out." And the Barbs turn that into a full-blown slogan. Then there's 50 Cent. Of course there is. He posts a meme of Chrisean's husband standing in front of an ATM holding a fake Fraud 101 textbook. His caption, 19 years old and already reading and accounting. The internet collapses. But the moment Jason Lee enters the chat, things get even messier. He goes live with the enthusiasm of a man who smells ratings. "I've been hearing whispers about this for months," he claims, even though everyone knows Jason says that about everything from celebrity beef to bad weather. His live hits 20K viewers instantly, all waiting for him to drop some unverified tea thicker than gravy. Natalie Nunn posts a shady selfie with the caption, "Some women need to pick husbands, not headaches." The Zeus girls start commenting like they've been waiting backstage for this moment all season. One reality star writes, "Y'all didn't hear this from me, but I been knew that boy was trouble." Another says, "This is why you don't marry children." And then, Blueface logs in. Not with a full statement, not with a video, not with an apology or concern, just a single emoji. The side eye, that one emoji triggers a global reaction. Fans begin decoding it like it's the Da Vinci Code. He knows something. He trying to be messy. This about to turn into a custody war. Why he act like he innocent? Thousands of comments erupt under the emoji. It becomes the most powerful punctuation mark of the week. But while the celebrity reactions break the internet, a new wave of scandal emerges, one even more chaotic. People start pulling up old clips of Chrisean's husband, bragging about getting the bag, videos where he talks about being smarter than people think, clips where he jokes about running plays. Suddenly, viewers are connecting dots like they're assembling FBI mood boards. "Oh, he been plotting," one user comments. Another writes, "He wasn't a husband. He was a liability in disguise." Still, the internet can't resist going deeper. Bank fraud threads appear everywhere. TikTok financial experts start analyzing the scam like they're doing a TED Talk. YouTubers unpack the alleged scheme, breaking down the digital trail. Keyboard detectives point out patterns, timelines, suspicious money transfers, and the fact that a teenager with no job had suspiciously frequent designer fits. The story takes another turn. Fans claim the husband posted a flexing cash photo weeks ago, cash that could now be connected to fraud. Someone even zooms into the bills, analyzing handwriting on envelopes in the background like, "This looks like a deposit slip." Insanity at its highest. Then comes the wildfire of outrage. People who normally drag Chrisean suddenly feel sorry for her. Nobody deserves to be set up by their own spouse, one user writes. Another says, "She picked a boy, not a man. This is embarrassing." The same fans who clowned her relentlessly are now switching sides because betrayal hits different when the receipts are digital. And that's when the narrative shifts. Again. The internet stops laughing and starts theorizing something deeper. Did the husband intentionally frame her? Was he jealous of her fame? Did he see her as a financial escape plan gone wrong? Was this all about clout and quick money? People begin discussing manipulation, immaturity, and how vulnerable Chrisean might really be behind the theatrics. Commenters say she's been acting off, tired, distracted, emotional. They start piecing together every meltdown she's had recently and asking whether the fraud drama was already weighing on her. A blogger claims she spoke to someone close to Chrisean, who says the singer has been stressed and blindsided. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. The blogs publish it anyway, and the audience eats it like a midnight snack. That and then yet another twist slithers in from the shadows. Someone posts that the husband may have been bragging to friends that she's gonna take the fall if something goes wrong, whether it's real or fabricated. The internet does not care. They run with it. Screenshots circulate everywhere. Suddenly, the teen husband becomes the villain of the year. He goes from Chrisean's boy toy to scammer apprentice to teenage tyrant of fraud. His DMs leak with people cussing him out. TikTok girls drag him like he ruined their credit personally. Guys clown him for scamming like a rookie. Everyone is united in anger. A rare digital moment where the whole internet chooses one target and fires without mercy. But the worst storm isn't the memes. It's not the celebrities. It's not the threads or the breakdowns. It's the reality forming behind the scenes. Banks are involved. Investigators are involved. Her name is on paperwork. Her accounts are flagged. Her reputation is spiraling into crisis mode. And the world is starting to realize this scandal isn't just entertainment anymore. It's a legal disaster crawling straight toward her. And while the world laughs, the consequences are preparing to knock on her door. Her husband's betrayal isn't just a headline. It's the start of a domino collapse, and the next domino is about to fall. When the laughter dies down, when the memes quiet for a moment, when the celebrities finish their shady posts, the true weight of the scandal finally hits Chrisean rock like a train with no brakes. Because internet humiliation is temporary, but legal consequences, those linger like an unwanted house guest who refuses to leave. The first wave of fallout crashed straight into her financial world. Banks begin freezing transactions linked to suspicious activity. Payments get delayed. Transfers bounce back. Her accounts suddenly behave like they're allergic to her touch. People close to her whisper that she's been on the phone for hours, fighting to prove she didn't authorize any wrongdoing. But banks don't move with emotion, they move with policy. And policy is cold. Behind the scenes, fraud analysts comb through the transactions with magnifying glasses stronger than the FBI's. They look at timestamps, device IDs, login locations, IP addresses. And guess what? Some of those digital fingerprints don't belong to Chrisean at all, which sounds like relief, until you realize the bank sees her name first before anything else. And that alone is enough to keep her locked in this storm. Meanwhile, the authorities quietly begin assessing whether charges are necessary. Not handcuffs yet. Investigators aren't dramatic like social media. They move slowly, methodically, with deliberate steps. But make no mistake, they're moving, and while all this is happening behind closed doors, the public spectacle outside grows more vicious. Even people who defended her start questioning whether she ignored red flags. TikTok detectives claim she should have known better. Reddit threads debate her judgment. YouTube commentators analyze her personality traits like they're therapists with licenses from the dollar store. Her reputation starts bruising. Not because she did something, but because being associated with fraud automatically sinks any image tied to responsibility. Brand deals quietly walk at the back door. Collaborations fall through without warning. Campaigns go inactive overnight. This is the kind of scandal that doesn't just ruin a week, it reshapes a career. And the saddest part, she didn't even mastermind it. She was allegedly dragged into the chaos by someone who should have protected her, not exploited her. The betrayal slices deeper every hour. Meanwhile, her teenage husband, the alleged ringleader of this messy financial circus, is still nowhere to be found. People claim he turned off his phone, deleted posts, ignored calls. It's like he's trying to dodge accountability by going off-grid, forgetting the entire internet has his name tattooed on search history for eternity. But the damage he caused? That's irreversible. Chrisean starts facing the emotional aftermath. Friends say she's hurt, shocked, embarrassed, furious, confused. Imagine trusting someone so deeply that you marry them, only for them to allegedly toss you under a financial bus speeding at 90 miles per hour. That kind of betrayal doesn't just sting, it transforms you. She's dealing with investigators, financial advisors, lawyers, PR teams, and family drama all at once. Her plate isn't just full, it's overflowing, cracking, and about to shatter. And while she tries to survive the hurricane, her fans begin debating her future. Some say she bounced back stronger, she survived crazier headlines before. Others think this is the scandal that sticks, the one that follows her for years, the one that becomes the punchline of every joke she ever hears in interviews. Even Blueface watches from the sidelines, like a retired villain observing chaos he didn't cause for once. People speculate he'll use this against her in future arguments. They're probably right. But right now, even he seems to realize the severity of her situation. His silence speaks louder than words. Then comes the most painful blow of all. The public starts worrying about Junior. Commentators ask whether she can handle motherhood while drowning in fraud allegations. People debate whether the chaos will affect her custody. Parenting bloggers chime in with unsolicited advice. And nothing fuels public scrutiny faster than the mention of a child. Suddenly, this scandal becomes bigger than betrayal, bigger than fraud, bigger than online drama. It becomes about stability, responsibility, protection, things the internet believes she's now at risk of losing. But here's the cruel twist. The more pressure she faces, the more she tries to hold it together publicly. She posts a random selfie with a vague caption, "Y'all don't know the half," and the internet combusts. Theories multiply like rabbits. People suggest hidden plots, secret evidence, a deeper conspiracy. Some say she's covering for him. Others say she's ready to expose him. No one knows, which means everyone assumes. But the silence between her posts, that's where the real story brews. Insiders say her team is debating whether to release a statement. They argue over the tone. Should she play victim? Should she defend herself? Should she stay quiet and let the storm pass? Every option risks a different kind of backlash. And while they deliberate, new rumors leak that investigators may want to interview her husband. Some claim he's already been confronted. Others say he's trying to deny everything. A few believe he's attempting to shift blame back onto her. The chaos escalates like an elevator with cut cables. Then comes the emotional fallout. Her inner circle begins fracturing. Friends unfollow him. Family members unfollow her. Instagram stories become weaponized. People take sides. Accusations fly like confetti at a toxic parade. Her marriage, if you can call it that, is now hanging by a thread soaked in betrayal, fraud, police interest, and public humiliation. Nobody expects it to survive. Fans don't even call him husband anymore. They call him the scammer, the teen criminal, or that fraud kid. And that's when the chilling truth settles in. This scandal won't vanish next week. It won't die down like a regular fight. It won't fade like a petty argument. It's the kind of scandal that sticks like glue. Banks won't forget. Investigators won't forget. The public won't forget. Blogs won't forget. Every future headline she drops will now have a fraud-shaped shadow behind it. But what if this isn't the end? Because rumors swirl that more charges could surface, that more accounts might be flagged, that more evidence might drop. Fans whisper about bigger schemes, deeper betrayal, hidden players. And with every new rumor, the internet convinces itself the worst is still coming. And knowing her chaotic universe, they might be right. Because scandals in Chrisean's world don't wrap up neatly. They don't conclude peacefully. They don't resolve quietly. They evolve. They explode. They multiply. And right now, this fraud drama feels like the beginning of something even more catastrophic. a storm forming on the horizon. Getting darker, bigger, louder, preparing to unleash the next chapter of madness. Because Chrisean Rock's life doesn't follow seasons. It follows shocks. And the next one. It's already rumbling in the distance. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the full disaster package, the betrayal, the fraud, the teenage mastermind with the financial IQ of a soggy napkin, and Chrisean Rock accidentally getting dragged into a federal-level circus she never auditioned for. If you made it this far, congratulations, you officially have more patience than the banks investigating this mess. Now before you sprint to Twitter to see if her husband finally crawled out of hiding. Do me one favor, smash that like button like you're breaking into an ATM. Hit it the way Chrisean hits a Zeus reunion episode. Hit it the way her 19-year-old husband hits transfer funds with zero shame. And while you're at it, drop a comment. Tell me everything. Whose side are you on? Is this the wildest scandal of the year? Should Junior open a YouTube channel just to explain the family finances? Should Chrisean file for divorce, forgiveness, or both? I want to hear your theories, your jokes, your breakdowns, your anger, your memes, all of it. Because this isn't just a scandal. It's a community bonding event, and you already know what time it is. Hit subscribe like it owes you rent money. Turn those notifications on, because scandals in this world don't walk. They sprint, flip, somersault, crash into walls, and explode into 10 more scandals. Every time you blink, another celebrity is out here making decisions so bad they could power a reality show. And guess what? We cover all of them. Faster than blogs. Messier than Twitter. Louder than Zeus cast members fighting over screen time. So stay locked in. Stay ready. Stay entertained. Because in this universe, the drama never sleeps. It just reloads for the next episode. Scandal Spark.